If you're watching this video, you're probably tired of being broke, tired of living paycheck to paycheck, tired of not knowing where your money goes. This video is going to try to fix that for you. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to walk you through a complete budget system. Not theory, not fluff, a step-by-step process you can start today. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where your money is going, how much you actually need to survive, where you can cut costs without suffering, how to build a savings even on a tight budget, and most importantly, you'll have a plan. Grab a notebook, open a spreadsheet, pull up your banking app. Let's go. We got this. Here's the foundation. Everything starts with 3 numbers. Number 1, your monthly take home, your income. This is what actually hits your bank account after taxes, insurance, 401k, whatever they take out. Not your salary, not your hourly rate times 40, your actual take home. Here's how to find it. Look at your last 3 paychecks, add them up, divide by number of paychecks. Multiply by how many paychecks per month you get. If you get paid weekly, paycheck times 4.3. If you get paid bi-weekly, it's going to be paycheck times 2.15. If you get paid monthly, that's your number. Write this down. This is number 1. Number 2, this is your overhead. This is the minimum you need to survive, not thrive, just survive. Here's what counts as overhead. Housing, your rent or mortgage payments, renter's insurance if it's required, property tax if you own. Then you have your utilities, so your electric, your water, your heat or gas, internet, if you work from home or need it for your job searching. Sometimes you can find places where this is included. Then you have your food, so you have your basic groceries, no restaurants, no deliveries, the cheapest, healthiest food you can buy. Then we have transportation, car payment if you have one, car insurance is required by law, gas to get to work, or a public transit pass, not Uber, not optional trips. If you need to Uber, that's a different story. Add that into your budget. Then you have your insurances. So your health insurance, if you have to pay it, and any other insurance you're legally required to have. Then we have our debt minimums. Credit cards, minimum payments, student loan minimum payments, and any loan minimum payments, and medical payment plans. That's it. Nothing else is overhead. Add those up. That's number 2. Then we have number 3. This is the gap. This is the simplest math you'll ever do. Number 1 is your income minus number 2, your overhead, equals number 3, the gap. This number determines everything. If it's negative, you're in crisis mode. If it's 0, you're one emergency away from crisis. You have options. Write down your gap. Everything we do next is based on these numbers. Okay, the next thing we need to identify is where our money is going. So if you don't already have an app that tracks this for you, you should either get one or your banking app should provide one, and it should tell you where your money is going, where you can track it, recurring payments, stuff like that. But if you don't, here's the plan. Most people have no idea where their money actually goes. They think, I spent about $300 on food. I don't really buy that much. I'm pretty careful with my money. Then they track for 30 days and discover they actually spent $600 on food, $200 a month on subscriptions they forgot about, $150 in random Amazon purchases, $100 in small purchases that add up. The gap between what you think you spend and what you actually spend is where our money disappears. Here's how to track it. Every single time you spend money, write it down. The format is date, amount, category, what it was. Example, so on 11/2, I spent $8.50 on food, lunch at work, And then the same day, 11/2, I spent $45 on gas, filled up my tank. 11/3, I spent $12.99 for a subscription at Spotify. Do this for 30 days, every single purchase. At the end of the 30 days, add up each category. You'll probably be shocked. Method 2, we can create a spreadsheet with the same idea in mind. You can go to your Play Store and probably get Google Sheets or Google Docs or a spreadsheet app to track it the same way that we talked about in the first method. And then method 3, the easiest way to actually track any of this. You can download apps like Mint, connect to your bank, and auto track. The pros of this are automatic. It's easy. The cons, doesn't match cash, requires giving access to your bank. If you're not good at manual tracking, use an app. What you'll discover after 30 days is you'll see recurring changes you forgot about, how much you actually spent on food. It's probably more than you think. Small purchases that add up, $5 here, $10 here, there, equals $200 a month. Patterns, spending more on weekends when you're stressed. This is the most valuable thing you can do. 30 days, track everything. No judgment, just data. The next thing that we can do is cut the big stuff. So forget about the lattes. Here's what actually is killing your budget. Housing, 40 to 50% of our budget. This is your biggest expense. Small changes equals huge impacts. Options, we can get a roommate. This cuts rent in half. Move to a cheaper area. Could save $200 to $500 a month. Negotiate rent. Some landlords will drop $50 to $100 if you ask. Rent a room instead of an apartment. You can save 30 to 40% doing this. Transportation is our second biggest expense. Is the car payment killing you? You can sell it and buy a $5,000 reliable car in cash. You'll save $400 a month in payments. You won't actually have a payment at all if you just buy the car in cash. And you'll save about $5,000 a year. Is your insurance too high? You can call around and shop 3 different companies. It takes about 30 minutes. You'll save about an average of $300 to $600 a year. Is your gas costing too much? Carpool 2 days a week. You'll save about $40 a month. Or $480 a year. The next biggest expense is your phone plan. So we can save 2 to 3% by easily cutting. Are you paying like $60 to $80 a month or more? You could always switch to somebody like Mint Mobile or Visible or Google Fi. Most of these plans will generally cost you about $15 to $30 a month, and it'll save you boatloads of money at the end of the year. They're the same network, just cheaper. The next expense is food. This is where most people bleed money. Meal deliveries average about $15 to $20 a meal. Eating out average is $12 to $15 per meal. Whereas if you were to meal prep, the average is about $3 to $4 a meal. And most of the time it'll be healthier for you, which will cut down on your medical bills in the future. So that's a good savings. By doing this, you'll save about $240 to $300 a month. About $2,500 to $3,800 a year just from meal prepping. Now, maybe you're not a chef, but you know, we develop skills. We learn, and our food will eventually get better. You could always Google or YouTube how to meal prep on a budget, and there will be tons of listings that come up, many videos. There's tons of YouTubers that'll help you create all different types of meal preps for pennies on the dollar. And it'll last you about a whole week. You'll probably end up spending like $50 for a whole week's worth of food, tons of protein, really good for you. You could always cut your gym memberships. You'll probably never visit. If you're interested in working out, you can always just do it by calisthenics. That's what I do. If you're into cardio, you can probably, if you don't live out in the middle of nowhere, you can probably find a local track that you can run to or walk to, and you can go do laps around there. There's loads of videos online that you can watch for at-home workouts. Loads of like stationary cardio. You can do HIIT. You don't need a gym membership if you're on a budget. And then if you have any free trials that you sign up for that auto renew, cancel those. Now the total potential savings, if you implement all of these, is going to be for housing, it's going to be $7,200 a year with a roommate. That's if you implement a roommate. The car one is going to save you about $4,800 if you sell, buy cheap. Insurance is going to save you $400 a year if you shop around. Phone is going to save you $540 a month on average if you switch carriers. Food is going to save you $3,000 per year if you meal prep. I'm not saying to stop ordering the General Tso's from the Chinese restaurant, but I am saying, maybe you should cut it down to once a week or once every other week instead of 3 times a week. It would save you a lot of money. And then your subscription. So if we cancel the unused subscriptions, we'll save about $900 or $1,000 a year. So that's a huge one. So it's in total, if we do all of these things, we'll save an average of $16,000 a year or $1,400 a month. That's an incredible amount of money. If we put that into savings and we just swallow our pride for a moment, that's a lot of money to get ourselves out of debt, to potentially buy ourselves a better car. That's a lot of leeway. That's a lot of help for a lot of people. Now, you don't need to do all of it. Just pick 2 to 3 that make sense to you. Okay, so we're going to build a $1,000 emergency fund now. This is the most important $1,000 you'll ever save. $1,000, not $5,000, not $10,000. Just $1,000 first, because car repairs cost an average of $300 to $800. Medical co-pays cost $100 to $500. If your phone breaks, it costs $200 to $400, or you can buy an even cheaper phone. The one I'm recording this on now is probably $70, $80. You might need to buy a new work uniform. Maybe something goes wrong. Maybe you have a wardrobe malfunction and your pants rip and you have to go out and buy a new pair. So it's going to cost like $50 to $150 to buy a new outfit. And then we have unexpected bills. Without $1,000, any of these send you into debt. Here's how to save it. So we have option 1. You have the aggressive savings. So 60 days. Save $500 a month for 2 months. This will put you at $1,000. If you have the ability to save more, save more. Then we have option 2. We have the moderate option. So 4 months. This is going to take savings of $250 a month for 4 months to reach $1,000. Option 3, slow and steady, 10 months. Save $100 a month for 10 months. Pick what's realistic for your gap, but make it a priority before everything else. Then we have to pay off our debts. This is the strategy that we're going to use. We're going to save the $1,000 first, then attack debt. Here's how. Here's the order. Step 1, list all debts. Write down who you owe, total amounts, minimum payments, interest rates. Here's some examples. On your first credit card, you owe $3,000 with a $75 minimum at 24 APR, right? Credit card 2, you owe $1,500, $45 minimum at 19% APR. And then you have student loans, you owe $15,000 on at a minimum of $150, 5% APR. Here are some methods we can use to pay off these debts. Pay the highest interest first. This is the avalanche method. We're going to focus on credit card 1 because it has a 24% interest rate. We're going to pay minimum on everything else for now until the card 1 is paid off. The reason we do this is because we'll save the most money on interest. The con of this is highest balance might take longest, can be demotivating. Then we have method 2. We have a second option. This is called the snowball method. We're going to pay the smallest balance first. We're going to focus on number 2, the credit card number 2. It has a $1,500 debt. We're going to pay the minimum on everything else. All extra money goes to card 2. Why? Quick win motivates you to keep going. Cons. The cons of this are it costs more in interest over time. Here's which one to use. If you need motivation, snowball. If you're good at delayed gratification, choose avalanche. Either way, you're making progress. Every month, pay minimums on everything. Avoid late fees. Protect your credit. Put all extra money towards target debt. When target is paid off, roll that payment to next debt. Repeat until debt-free. Here's what you need to do right now. Calculate 3 numbers: your income, overhead, and your gap. Start tracking every dollar for 30 days. Identify your 2 biggest cost cuts. Save your first $1,000. Then attack debt using avalanche or snowball. That's it. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. If you found this helpful, subscribe. I'm posting more videos on building wealth from scratch. No BS, just real strategies. Drop a comment with your gap number, even if it's negative. No judgment. Let's fix it together. See you in the next one.